In this video, I will be overviewing your purchase portfolio. This portfolio is your semester project and will be due by the end of the semester, May 10th by 11:59 p.m. For this project, you are a purchasing agent for a catering business. Below is the menu for a group that's coming in for both a brunch, cocktail reception, and dinner later that same day. You need to purchase all the food and any beverages for cooking purposes for all 3 meal services. I say that because you'll note below the beverage service and all supplies will be purchased by the beverage manager. So we only need to purchase any cooking alcohol, so to say. The chef handed you this stack of recipes, all with different yields. By no means did he hand you a requisition order, which we're used to. You must first adjust all of these recipes. Some are extending, some are reducing. You'll need to look and see what the yield needs to be. How many pieces, how many servings do we need to make, and adjust the recipes to that. Then you must prepare a full requisition of all items that you need. And then you'll take that requisition and put together purchase orders with as many necessary vendors as you find you'll need. You'll have to do some cost analysis that we'll talk about below. Each of the following requirements will need to be submitted via Dropboxes in D2L. I have established a separate Dropbox for each requirement. Let's overview these requirements and know that I will include a video specifically on each one of these in the future. The first requirement here is to adjust each recipe for the required yield. These must be submitted before receiving the cost analysis packet and vendor information, otherwise known as a Cisco pricing guide. Next then, you must prepare a food requisition for all recipes. Remember, this is your food order that will include every single item you need in order to produce these recipes. Next, you'll prepare your vendor purchase orders. You'll get the majority of your products from Cisco, but you could order from Peapod, from Giant Foods, you could go to Walmart, Carnes, there's a lot of other vendors. You won't get 100% of your items from Cisco. Then you'll need to do a cost analysis of several different components. First, we'll start with the vendor purchase orders. How much did you pay to bring everything in the door? Let's start with that. Then let's work backwards and go to your food requisition. Determine the actual cost of the ingredients that are being used to produce this menu. Then you will go back to the recipes and determine what the total cost of the recipe is and the cost per serving. At the end, we will do a full cost analysis of the overall event, based on food cost and other components to see how well you did with your purchasing. You'll note the point structure. This is worth 200 total points. All of the individual points totaling up to it are listed here for you. As we continue down, you'll notice here this menu is for 511. The event, it's for 100 guests. If no amount is specified below, assume just 1 guest per serving, such as this breakfast frittata with roasted red skin potatoes. 1 serving per guest is what we're going to estimate. On this page, I do include the menus, the number of guests again being 100, and we'll come back to this with our cost analysis of how much it is per person. Note here next to Bananas Foster Pancake, it says 1.5 pancakes per person, 1.5 pancakes PP. That means 1.5 pancakes per person is what you're going to estimate. So 1.5 times 100 guests means we need 150 total pancakes. It is continued then listing the specific amounts, 2 per person of the crab dip, 4 per person as far as the sliced baguettes and crostinis go. We'll continue down here and you'll see a served dinner. Again, 4 ounces per person of the soup, 1 serving per person of the salad. Rolls and butter. Please note there is no recipe for rolls and butter. You're buying in rolls, 2 per person, and you're accounting for 2 teaspoons of butter per person. Then you have the entree as well as the dessert. Continuing down through the project here, you will see each of the items. Listed first with your breakfast items, then continuing on through your hors d'oeuvres, appetizers. We have our Italian meatballs, our beef Wellingtons, bruschetta crab dip, Florentine dip, and your baguette. Then it will be your salad, followed by your soup, and continuing on with your entree, and concluding with your dessert at the end. Hopefully this video has given you a good overview of what is required of your purchasing portfolio. Your first step is to read through this portfolio and become familiar with the products that you will be working with. Your next step is to continue on through D2L to the next video on recipe extensions. I will provide extra information and guidance to get you started. Thank you.